Beyond the Gate spoilers for the week of November 24th to 28th reveal that fans can expect Isaiah Hawthorne's David Lamy Freeb eyes to wander to Hayley Hamilton, Marquita Goings, while Daphnee Duplaix, Karla Mosley, experiences a Thanksgiving nightmare. The CBS soap recently dropped its weekly promo, and despite the preemptions next week, the drama will literally be fiery hot. It's important to note that there are only 2 brand new episodes that will air due to the American Thanksgiving holiday. BTG will be preempted from Wednesday, November 26th, through to Friday, November 28th. Still, that doesn't mean there won't be plenty of campy chaos in Fairmont Crest during the Monday, November 24th, and Tuesday, November 25th shows. So, let's get into it. The Beyond the Gates weekly promo opens with Hayley and Isaiah at Fairmont Crest Country Club in the lobby. She's all dressed up, and so is he, as she sweetly greets him. As the scenes shift, Hayley notes, "What can I say? I'm a fool for love," and walks away while giving him a seductive stare. His eyes lovingly follow her, so will Isaiah fall for Hayley's manipulation? As the preview progresses, Bill Hamilton, Timon Durrett, is at the country club, too, and he's chatting with his employee, Tomas Navarro, Alex Alegria. Bill tells the young man that, "Loyalty matters a lot to me, Tomas. That's why I want to talk about your future at the firm." Is Bill firing Tomas or maybe promoting him to partner? Tomas looks worried in the video, but perhaps it's good news? Meanwhile, Leslie Thomas, Trisha Mangrant, is shown next drinking at Uptown when Detective Marcel Malone, Daryl W. Handy, spots her. The sketchy cop acknowledges her with, "Hello, pretty lady." Leslie has clearly had too much to drink as she slurs, "You're a cop," and Marcel can be heard replying, "Is that a problem?" Ted Richardson, Keith D. Robinson, arrives at Uptown next and sees Leslie and Marcel sharing drinks at a table. Will Ted get jealous? The BTG promo shows Hayley once again, except this time she is seated with Bill at a table at the country club and is very upset. Hayley lashes out at Bill, declaring, "You knew that your ex would be here, and you brought me here anyway? Why would you do that?" Bill looks both confused and shocked by Hayley's reaction. As the Beyond the Gates preview for the week of November 24th closes, the final scene is of Daphnee rushing into her mansion kitchen as there's smoke everywhere. The fire alarm for the home can be heard as Andre Richardson, Sean Freeman, asks Daphnee where the fire extinguisher is. Daphnee replies, "Under the sink." Andre grabs it and releases it into the oven, where a turkey is probably on fire, so here's hoping their mansion doesn't blow up in flames. Beyond the Gates spoilers indicate Daphanee's attempt to host Thanksgiving dinner may end up being a nightmare for both her and Andre, so here's hoping this is a situation that only brings them closer after the smoke clears. The first chill of a true New England autumn had settled over Portsboro, a crispness in the air that carried the scent of wood smoke and decaying leaves. For most, it was the preamble to a week of gratitude, of family gathered around a laden table. But in the world of Portsboro's elite, Thanksgiving wasn't a respite. It was merely another battlefield, this one draped in gilded autumnal hues. In the grand foyer of the Hayden estate, a monument to old money and quiet power, Daniela Daphnee, Hayden stood amidst a mountain of gourds, Indian corn, and bitter orange ornamental pumpkins. Her vision for the Thanksgiving centerpieces was precise, a tableau of rustic elegance that whispered of wealth rather than shouted it. Yet, her hands, usually so steady as she performed surgery or sutured a wound, trembled as she tried to thread a stalk of wheat through a woven basket. Her husband, Isaiah, was supposed to be helping. Instead, he was a statue by the floor-to-ceiling window, a crystal tumbler of amber whiskey dangling from his fingers. His gaze, however, wasn't fixed on the fiery maples in their sprawling garden. It was trained across the manicured lawn, through the skeletal branches of the oak trees, to the sleek, modern glass box that was their neighbor's home. Hayley's home. Isaiah? The garland for the banister? Daphanee's voice was tighter than she intended, the words snapping in the still air. He didn't turn. Yes, whatever you think is best, darling. Darling. The word felt like a prop, something he'd picked up from a black and white movie. For weeks, a fog had descended between them, a polite, chilling distance that their frantic social calendar and professional obligations could no longer conceal. Daphnee felt it in the way he kissed her cheek goodnight, a brush of lips against skin, devoid of heat. She saw it in the way his eyes, once so full of fierce, possessive love for her, now seemed to look through her, searching for something or someone else. Hayley's having her annual Friendsgiving tomorrow night, Isaiah remarked, his tone deceptively casual. He finally turned from the window, and his eyes, dark and unreadable, swept over Daphnee. She mentioned it's become quite the event. All the new money and the interesting people. Daphanee's spine straightened. Hayley, the recently divorced tech mogul, was everything Daphnee was not. Impulsively generous, bohemian in her extravagance, and flamboyantly free. Her parties were legendary, chaotic, and thrilling, a stark contrast to the Haydens' meticulously controlled soirees. "How nice for her," Daphnee said, her voice carefully neutral. "We have the Children's Hospital Charity Gala on Wednesday. It's our most important event of the season. I trust you haven't forgotten." "Of course not." Isaiah took a slow sip of his whiskey, his eyes drifting back to the window. "I just think it's good to broaden our horizons, Daphnee. Our circle can feel so insulated sometimes. Our circle, our life, our marriage." The unspoken words hung in the air, as heavy as the antique grandfather clock ticking in the corner. This was more than a wandering eye. This was a man questioning the very architecture of his existence, and Daphnee, the foundation upon which it was all built, could feel the cracks spreading beneath her feet. Later that evening, the nightmare began. It started innocuously enough. Daphnee was in the kitchen, finalizing the menu with their live-in chef, Mrs. Albright. The scent of sage and cinnamon sticks simmering on the stove was usually a comfort, but tonight it felt cloying. "And for the turkey, we'll use the heirloom bourbon recipe, the one from your grandfather," Mrs. Albright was saying, her kind eyes crinkling at the corners. "It's not Thanksgiving without it." Daphnee forced a smile. "Perfect." A vibration from her phone. A text from an unknown number. She frowned, tapping the screen. "Unknown number? You think he's looking at the view? He's looking at an escape. You're a gilded cage, Daniela. And the door is already open." A cold dread, sharp as a scalpel, pierced through her. Her head snapped up, her eyes searching the dark windows that reflected the warm, golden kitchen. Was someone out there? She rushed to the back door, yanking it open to stare out into the inky blackness of the garden. Nothing. Just the sigh of the wind and the distant hum of the city. "Everything all right, Dr. Hayden?" Mrs. Albright asked, her voice laced with concern. "Fine," Daphnee breathed, closing the door and locking it. Just a prank text. But her heart was a frantic drum against her ribs. She quickly blocked the number, her hands shaking. It was nothing, she told herself.